Hello everyone, I'm back today with another video. I realize it's not Tuesday, but however I had a little bit of an issue here at the place I'm renting in Arizona. My furnace went out and so my landlord was here most of the day working on the furnace. You might think in Arizona you wouldn't need a furnace. However, yesterday morning when I woke up, the temperature was 33 degrees. So we are in the high desert, so it does get pretty chilly in the evening. Today's card is a blessings card. I'm using it. You can use it for any occasion that you want, and it's kind of simple. There's a little bit of die cutting, but not bad. And I should introduce myself. I'm Sherry Minnie. I actually live in Colorado, but for the next 3 months, I'm going to be residing in Arizona to get away from the Colorado winter, which has really been non-existent this year, except for a brief storm over the weekend. So I have a blog. It's simplylovestampin.com, and I also have an online store at sherryminnie.stampinup.net. So if anything in this video is something you might be interested, you can go there and look at it and get all the details on that. So for this beautiful card today, we're going to use only one ink color, which is Night of Navy. We'll be using a bundle. This is called Friendly Foliage, and I'm using this right here and this one, and I think that's all I'm using out of there. And then here are the dies that we're using. These are the Friendly Foliage dies, and we'll be using these two dies. And I didn't bring over the stamp set that I used for the sayings from blessings, but I'll post that in the description on my blog. This blog post will be done shortly after this video. So to get started with, as soon as I can find, as I say, I'm trying to get used to everything here. I don't have the space that I have at home. So in your packet, you will have a piece of basic white cardstock for your base. This is our normal 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll have another piece. This is for your stamping and your die cutting, and this measures about 4 1/4 by 3 3/4, and we're going to stamp on this and then die cut. You'll have some pieces of, you'll have a piece of cloud cover. This is to do a die cut, and this is probably about 2.5 by 3 3/4, the actual scrap. And then you'll have some pieces of designer series paper and Night of Navy. The Night of Navy is 1 inch by 4 1/4. And the designer series paper is 7/8 by 2 7/8, I believe. No, I'm sorry, by 4 1/8. And these are going to go right on here. And I think that's pretty much everything that we have to do. We'll get our stamping out of the way first. So I have the piece that's going to go on here. I actually have mounted on my stamp positioner tools. I do have some news. It's not available yet, but Stampin' Up! Is coming out with another stamp positioner tool. I do have mine ordered, but it's not here yet. Some of you have used at my classes, and I think some of you may even have the old one that was called Stamparatus, and they were no longer able to produce that. So now they've come out with something, and it's totally different, and seems to be getting very positive responses from those that have already have it and have tested and so forth. So we're going to ink up this image with our Night of Navy ink. And we will stamp it. Put some pressure on it. Let it sit for just a minute, and then hopefully I will have gotten a really good image. And there we are. It's very pretty dark, just the way it's supposed to be. So what's going to happen next is we're going to take this die. I should have gotten it out, sorry. And we're going to cut. The unique thing about this die is it's actually 2 pieces, but you can either cut it out and just use it solid like this, or you can cut out the inside piece, which is what I've chosen to do. I need to get it lined up correctly. Sorry, my brain is not working this morning for some reason. There we go. And then you just line this up, and what I did is I took some washi tape and I taped them together, and because I again, this is for a swap that I'm getting done and I'm way behind, so I've got a lot to make. And so I just taped them together and cut it out. And when you do that, you end up with this piece right here. Okay, and then on your, oh, again, I didn't bring this over. So you'll have a piece of cloud cover. This is a frame. It actually came from the branching out die set. And we're going to actually end up putting this on there. And let me see. Let's do our stamping next. So on the, I have already stamped the greeting for the front. I'm sorry this is so disconnected. Oh, something I did want to tell you. I had a couple of comments about, and I must apologize for my nails. I have, as you notice in some of all my other videos, my nails are always very pretty and sometimes fancied up with designs and so forth. But I decided, since I'd had my nails done probably going on 4 to 5 years without ever taking anything off, and I only had my natural nails, but I did have product in between my nail and the polish and everything. So I decided this would be a good chance for me to take them off, let my nails rest and recuperate while I'm here, because I wouldn't know who to go to here anyway. And so that's why my nails look like this, and I do apologize because they look better than they did when I first came down here, but they look pretty bad. So let me see, I should have some. So we're going to take our very small piece of Whisper White. This is, wow, Whisper White, that's from the past, of Basic White. And this is about 7/8 by 3 1/4, I think. And I have the blessing stamp. And I will put the information on this in the blog post because I didn't bring it over here. And I don't remember what it's out of, but it's perfect for me because that's one of my keywords I like to use and pass it on to people. So then, as you can see on the card, what I did is I took and I kind of, I don't know, put a diagonal cut on the ends. And I like to have mine, so I have already done that. And actually that's what I should have stamped on. So I'm going to stamp it one more time and see if I can get it straight. I understand from my Colorado friends that the weather there is improving, and my husband said it was not a bad day yesterday, and I sure didn't get that straight, but we're going to go with it. Okay, there we go. Actually, we're not going to go with it. We're going to turn it over and do it one more time. If this doesn't turn out, I'll use the one on the regular paper, and we will trim the edges. I don't know if that's any better. Let me get this one. So, I can show you how I did this because I'm such an anal person about things being the same. I actually took a pattern that I had made, and when I got ready, I wanted the flags to kind of be the same on each end. So I just put a pattern over it, and then I just trimmed it so that my angle would pretty much be the same on each end. And you definitely don't have to do this. You can eyeball it. That's just the way I am. That's the way I roll. Okay, so that's going to be better. And we actually now have 2 of them if I need an extra one. So we have that. Now the other thing we're going to do, and I'll try to hurry and get this out as quickly as possible because I did struggle this morning with my software and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. So we'll see. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the piece like this. We have 2 short ones and 1 long one. So we have, oh, great. Maybe we don't. Hold on. This is going to be interesting. So anyway, we'll do this one first and then I'll find another piece of paper, I hope. If not, this will be a very strange looking card. So I just put some glue, or you can use your stamp and seal or your tape runner, anything that you want. Some days you think, well, I shouldn't maybe do a video today because things are not working. And then I'm just going to line it up very as straight as I can, keeping the margins pretty simple, pretty easy, and they're very narrow, so you won't have a lot of space, a lot of border on each side. Okay, now let me take a quick look at my box and see if I have one more somewhere of the paper. If I don't, I'm gonna have to, oh, well, that's a short one, that's not gonna work. I know I had it in the envelope at one time, but it's not there now. So let me pause real quick like, and hopefully it won't cut me off, and I'll be right back. Okay. Whew. Sometimes when I pause the video, it will will just cut me off and I'll have to start over, and I really don't want to do this. I'm supposed to meet my sister-in-law for lunch pretty soon, and I don't really have time to start another one, so here we go. Let's see, that seems like that's a little bit. Okay, it's not the best, but you guys will get the idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to adhere these to the front of our card. And so the way I did it is I took my strip, I put my adhesive on it, and I kind of, from having done, I laid the first one out for my eyeball, but then I kind of realized how much, where I could put it and how much room I'd have. And you want to kind of try to keep it, the distance between each one of the stripes somewhat the same. And then I'll do the same thing with this one. And I turned mine so that I could hopefully get it somewhat straight, but doesn't. And then I matched the corners here, and that made it pretty easy. Oh, well, guess what? Here's what I did. So here I have the designer series paper on this side, and I have my strip. I put it on both sides. That's why I was one short. Oh my goodness. That's a first. I don't think I've ever done that before. And it's really fairly simple, as long as you kind of try to line up your corners here so that they're even right there. I'll try to stay in camera. Like I say, I'm still struggling getting used to not having my usual stuff. About the time I get ready to go home, I'll have this all down pat. I realized I didn't shut my ink pad, and that's a definite no-no for me. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our little cutout piece that we made, and I can see that I am not staying in frame very well, and we're just going to take and put this on there, and I just took it and put some little dots up and down. Doesn't take a ton. Put some in the middle of the longer things, and then I just placed it on my little cutout in my cloud cover piece. In the description of the video, I will have pictures of all the product that I used on here, and I'm so sorry that I didn't bring it all over here, because I normally make sure I have everything, but like I say, I've got stuff everywhere here, and I'm slowly but surely getting it put away and remembering where I put everything. Okay, we have that, and now we're going to take our dimensionals, and we're going to put some dimensionals on here. Oh, I forgot to do one more little bit of stamping right now. And as you can see, I don't have an envelope yet. Like I say, I'm trying to get this out before we go to lunch, because I want to upload it as soon as I come back. So then I will take off my little backings on my dimensionals on the focal point, and then we are going to place this as straight as we can on the front of our card, like so. Okay, And there's that part. And then we will take, and I'm going to take and put 2 small mini dimensionals as soon as I find them in my little case here. There they are. I'm going to take 2 of my mini dimensionals and just put them in the corner. The reason I'm doing that, this is raised and I want this to be the same height as there's a piece it's going across. And so I'm going to do that. Okay. Take the backings off. We will take this and put it across the middle. Let me do this inside stamping. So on my, I don't think I even showed you, I haven't put a saying in here yet because I might use this for a birthday, but I just did a little decoration. And this is another stamp that's in the stamp set. It's this one right here. So we'll open up our Night of Navy again. See how much of a mess I can make of this, because I don't think this is my day to be stamping and doing videos. So I just kind of lined it up along this side and I turned it around, turned my stamp around because I want it to be upside down. I did that. And for the envelope, my plan is to do something very similar on the envelope. Okay. Of course, I got blue ink on my fingers. Now, the other thing, and I don't believe I showed you this, we're going to use, excuse my reach, we're going to use these beautiful, these are called Moody Palette Glossy Dots, and it has Cloud Cover, Old Olive, and Secret Sea. And this is, oh, well, Secret Sea works fine. But you know what, on our sample, oh, I didn't do them on our sample. So here's what we're going to do. On the first one, we're going to do Secret Sea, and I'm going to put it in the corner here, and then a smaller one, maybe, down here in this corner. And then on this one, I'm going to do the Balmy Blue, because that is one of the colors in the Designer Series paper. This one, and a smaller one. Well, there we go, down here in that corner. So I kind of like, I think I personally like the Secret Sea, but the Balmy Blue is very pretty, and it just depends on what kind of colors you like. So there's our cards for today. I want to thank you so much for taking your time to watch this, whether it be in the evenings or the daytime. I appreciate each and every view, and may God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.